In the worst ever floods of the national capital, thousands of people have lost their houses, thousands have lost their livelihoods, and still several key locations of the city, including key ring roads and iconic monuments such as the Red Fort and Rajghat, are still inundated. So we've been on the ground and we've been speaking to people, and they've put up several questions for the government. We're going to take those questions to the Delhi Health and Urban Development Minister, Mr. Saurabh Bhardwaj, who's now joining us live on the broadcast. Thanks very much, Mr. Bhardwaj, for joining us. So, sir, first, you've been at the ITO barrage and you've been taking care of the gates that had been blocked. So what's the state currently? There's still waterlogging in Kashmiri Gate, Mayur Vihar, Rajghat, Red Fort. Roads are closed, such as the Ring Road in several areas, the main road behind the Red Fort, civil lines. So when will the city really get back to normal? We saw that the city came to a standstill with these crucial routes being blocked. So when will it get back to normal, and what's being done for that?
Okay, Priyanshi, first of all, for all your viewers who are based in New Delhi, I just want to tell them that if you talk about all the roads of Delhi, I think not even 1% of the roads are submerged in water. The only areas which have water are, I think, few roads which you have just named, ITO, Rajghat and these areas. Obviously because they are adjacent to the river Yamuna, and because river Yamuna was flowing 3 to 3.5 meters above its danger level, so obviously this water, breached the embankments and it got into these roads. And now as the river is going down, the water is receding. Soon these areas will also be free of water. But yes, vehicles are going on. Vehicular movement is not stopped. I just came from IT only. Yes, there has been a lot of inconvenience to people because it is an unprecedented situation. Delhi saw its last floods in 1978, when the levels of river Yamuna were around 207 meters, but now it was like 208.6 meters. So, and Priyanshi, you also stay in Delhi, you understand that for last 6 days, Delhi did not have any rainfall. We didn't get any rain other than yesterday, and the levels of Yamuna had been continuously rising because water was being pushed into Delhi by Haryana from their Hathni Kund barrage, and the predictions of Central Water Commission also proved wrong. Even the Central Water Commission did not predict that Delhi will get these unprecedented levels of Yamuna. So yes, these are unprecedented times, and Delhi government is doing its best. We have sought help from Army Engineers Corps, and they are also helping us fixing few places, and we are very thankful to them.
Right, all right. So, I want to pick on that word that you mentioned, that it's unprecedented, and that is what we've seen. Delhi has never witnessed such floods. So before the flood situation started early last week, the Chief Minister had said that even if we have a flood, Delhi is prepared and the government is prepared. But what we saw on the ground really contrasted that. People are saying that this wasn't the city of lakes Delhiites were promised. So what made the flood situation this time the worst ever? What were the problems, and were there any mistakes that you would like to acknowledge at this point?
I think it is not the Delhi government which can predict how much water will be pushed into Yamuna. There are proper institutions under central government who maintain these things. The UIRB, the Upper Yamuna River Board, and the CWC, the Central Water Commission, under the Jal Shakti Ministry of the central government, are responsible for regulating the flow of rivers, and they are responsible for giving predictions to different basin states about the state of rivers. They miserably failed. They could not predict that Delhi will get 208.6 meters worth of levels of Yamuna. It is so somebody who is a chief minister sitting in Delhi, he cannot predict. Our predictions are based on what Central Water Commission will tell us.
So, sir, the blame game really continues.
And look at just 5 meters away.
You're blaming the centre and the Haryana government. They are saying that we had no option but to release the water. But at the end of the day, it's the people facing the brunt. So is it time we fix responsibility? Are you saying there was no mistake on the part of the Delhi government?
No, Priyanshi, I think as a journalist, just 10 kilometers from your studio in GK, there is Noida. It is all flooded.
Right.
20 kilometers from your studio in GK is Gurgaon. It is all flooded. You have Ghaziabad. It is all flooded. Faridabad, all gone. For last 1 month, it's like submerged. I think in Delhi, if 3-4 roads have water, I think, and now you are asking me, is it your blame? It is to be, you are to be blamed, and I am saying no. I think the predictions were wrong. Now you are saying no, you are shifting the blame to central government. So I am not blaming anybody. Right. You are basically putting words in my mouth. You want me to blame someone. I am not interested in that. Absolutely. You want it for your TRP. I don't want it.
Why would we want you to blame anybody, sir? We just want some solutions, and that's what we are discussing. And while on the subject of solutions, I want to ask
No, Priyanshi, you want me to blame someone. I don't want to blame anyone.
We want the blame game to end so this situation can come to an end. And now let's talk about solutions, sir.
No, you. I don't know. You as a reporter love this blame game, and you are trying to just extract that blame game out of me.
That has already been extracted, sir. But the Delhi government has been blaming the central government. I was just stating what has been done till now. So I was just asking that from here on, if we look at the solutions, there's a humanitarian crisis as well with thousands of people.
First you said that you are to be blamed. I said no, the predictions were wrong. Then you are saying no, now you are putting the blame on central government. But so basically you are navigating me towards that blame game. I'm not interested in that.
All right, let's not be interested in the blame game. Actually, I was pointing out that there shouldn't be a blame game and we should fix responsibility because it's the people facing the brunt. And on that subject, let's talk about what the government's plan is from here on. As I said, there's a humanitarian crisis also to deal with because thousands of people have lost their houses, their livelihoods, their shops. And we've spoken to several of them, sir, while we were on the ground, and they're asking for help from the Delhi government, first to clean their shops or to get any sort of help from the municipal corporation as well. So is there a plan for those who have lost their houses, who have lost their shops, to help them re-establish all of that?
Sorry, I couldn't hear. I'm not able to hear what you are saying.
Can you hear me now?
Can you repeat?
Yeah, so sir, I'm asking that what's the Delhi government's plan from here on for the people who have lost their houses? Thousands of people have lost their houses, their shops, their livelihoods. So they've also been asking for help from the government, from the municipal corporation as well. So what's the government's plan on that front?
So I think people who understand this situation in Delhi and have been seeing it for a long time understand that basically all these people who live on Yamuna floodplains are basically in a way they are on the floodplains and there is no legal entitlement for them to stay there. But you know, they are poor and they have their livelihoods dependent on few things there. So the government is sympathetic to them. And wherever there are floods, it's almost like we will make tents for them. We will make free arrangement for water, food, medical facilities, doctors, tents. They are all on the government. And the government wants that as soon as the water recedes, they can go back to their places. And most of them are accompanied by their, let's say, they have their cows, they have their buffaloes, they have their goats with themselves. So, they cannot and they do not want to shift themselves in the schools or the community centers because they can't take their livestock there. So they want to stay somewhere near Yamuna. So we have created a small pagoda tents for them, and each family is accommodated in a tent. And it's a temporary arrangement. As soon as the water recedes, they will go back.
Right, and the water shore is receding. It's likely to go below the danger level very soon. So when we talk about that, what's the long-term solution, sir? Because if the rainfall situation and the climate change situation is likely to get worse for the years to come, there could be more rainfall from Himachal and we could see a similar situation.
The long-term solution is, yes, the long-term solution is that, look, this is a every year affair that there are floods in Uttarakhand, there are floods in in Shimla, there are floods in Himachal, Punjab, Delhi, and then there are dry spells for many months where we want water and we don't get water. So I think the very basic thing is that the central government should build big dams And I think 9 years were long enough for the government to build at least one dam on this Yamuna river basin. It would have prevented a lot of misery of the people. First, it would have prevented floods. Second, it would have also helped, water-starved cities like Delhi to get their water share.
Right. And another question, sir, that
and we have been hearing for a long time that, they are building a dam in Uttarakhand, they are building a dam in Himachal, Renuka, I have heard that they are building a dam in Renuka, where even we have given our share, but the work is very slow. The work is very slow. I think central government should pull up their socks and probably, they should build it faster.
So will there be anything done on the illegal encroachment front that you spoke about, that people are living on the Yamuna floodplains?
Priyanshi, you must understand that this is very sensitive topic.
Right.
You just cannot throw these poor people on the roads.
Absolutely.
I have seen that DDA, especially under LG, they have demolished, lot of JJ clusters in Tughlakabad, in Mehrauli, on the Yamuna floodplains, and all these thousands of people who have been destroyed, they are now living under these flyovers. They are living under the footover bridges. Their kids study in the schools. Their young girls go to the colleges. They have their livelihood attached to the neighborhood colonies.
Absolutely.
You cannot just throw them on the road. If you throw them on the road, it is another problem for the government, and it is a problem for Delhi government. So whenever DDA, especially LG Sahab, plans to demolish them, they should plan for an alternative arrangement for them. They should build them small homes, small alternative residential arrangement, so that you can shift them. Right. Otherwise, you just destroy one JJ cluster, they will go and create another one.
Yeah.
And then they have to live somewhere, or you will see them under the flyovers. They have young girls, where will they bath? Where will they go for a washroom? It's a humanitarian problem.
Absolutely, and we've been there, and we understand that it will be hard to just throw these people out of these areas. We understand that there are thousands of these people, and it's hard to just throw them out. So that's a sensitive situation to deal with. And while we were also there, sir, we saw that several animals unfortunately died, and several people were also reported to have died. Some people told us that some people were stuck. So does the government have any count on whether any people have lost their lives because of the floods?
So I would like to use this forum of NDTV to tell everyone out that this calamity is not an adventure. It is not a calamity or a disaster tourism. I can see a lot of kids playing in water. A lot of even the grown-ups are jumping into this water. This is very dangerous. Flood waters are very unpredictable, and they can take you anywhere and can be fatal. I think 2 days back I heard that 3 kids who were basically playing and trying to swim into these waters, they drowned and they were dead. So especially the parents, even I went today to a relief camp near Mayur Vihar metro station near Akshardham. I could see kids playing into this water, jumping into the water. This is dangerous. People should avoid it. People should avoid going near Yamuna for selfies or making these reels. It can be dangerous. It can be fatal.
Right. But does the government know whether any people have officially lost lives because of the floods, apart from this issue that, of course, is important and that needs to be mentioned?
I remember on the first day, there was a lady, and she was crying and desperate. She was saying that my husband went back to Yamuna, took a tricycle rickshaw to get stuff, and he is absconding since last night. And she was crying inconsolably. I directed the SDM there, and I got to know next day that probably he was found. So as of now, I have not heard anybody who got drowned per se, because he was unexpectedly caught in the flood. So we had been lucky in that sense that Delhi government's efforts and the efforts from a lot of people have been able to succeed.
That's good to hear, sir, and we hope that situation maintains and there's no change in that. We hope that nobody loses their life, but that's an important warning coming in from the Minister to avoid swimming or getting into this floodwater. Mr. Saurabh, Bhardwaj, thanks very much for joining us and answering those crucial questions. And as you've heard, that the Delhi government has warned people against entering the floodwaters because they're extremely unpredictable. And on the other side, the Minister also mentioned that crucial roads are now being opened up. Just a few roads are closed and the city will return to normalcy now very soon because the Yamuna water level is falling. So let's hope that that happens very soon, and let's hope that the effects are also minimized with the relief camps that the government is planning to set up.